Wow, I haven't made a video in how long, and it took Nintendo, the Nintendo, to unveil a Switch for me to actually want to post something on this channel during my hibernation. Wow, that's just wow. Anyway, hello everybody, Xyno here, and I know I'm late to the news. I made a mini-series about all that junk, but the Nintendo Switch has a brand new model coming out this fall? I don't remember exactly when it comes out, but it's a brand new model called the Nintendo Switch OLED. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not the Nintendo Switch Pro that everybody in the world wants to hope it was gonna be, but it's a Nintendo Switch with an OLED display, and better sound, and a slightly bigger screen, and a dock that has an Ethernet cable for $50 extra. I don't even know what to say other than massive disappointment, because these are probably features that should have been in the Switch to begin with, for its price range anyway, because when you really think about it, even cheaper phones or old phones that have been around for a while have had technologies like this for ages and resolutions bigger than this. My Note 9 was state-of-the-art technology a few years ago, but you can buy it for almost cheaper than the Switch OLED. I know it's not as capable in terms of being able to actually play Nintendo games, but the fact that it has twice the resolution, probably close to twice the processing power, and it actually has OLED in it already, makes it's quite nice to view things on. It's weird. It's sad that this is really old tech and it needs a hardware upgrade really badly. You guys have always heard about everybody talking about the Tegra X1 chip. That chip released in 2015. In fact, if I go to the Nvidia website, they still put that in their Nvidia Shields. And those versions can output in 4K. That doesn't mean it can play games in 4K, but it outputs in 4K, and that's just a major selling point alone if you want to smartify older TVs or buy a cheap TV without smart capabilities and you want to play YouTube videos, Hulu, Netflix. Even though this doesn't even have the apps, you can't even render anything in 4K on this stupid device. That should have been the bare minimum for that dock. That dock with the Ethernet port on it should have had like an AI upscaling chip that helps the Tegra X1 process it into 4K pixels. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's just there's a whole myriad of problems that they're doing with this specific release in 2021. Because the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, the original model, which by the way they are still selling, they're not replacing this SKU. It's a whole new SKU you can buy. So now in the family of Switches, wow, that's 3 quotes? Wow, I'm getting extreme. There's the Nintendo Switch-O, which is what I'm going to be calling it from now on. The OLED model is now the Switch-O. The original Nintendo Switch, which has been upgraded to have better battery life. They figured out a way to do that, and they've been replacing the first release of the Switch with that Switch, but they just call it the Switch. How many times am I going to say Switch in this video? I swear to freaking God. And then they have the Nintendo Switch Lite. So that's 3 SKUs you can buy. That's quite a bit for a console, in my opinion. 2 is already pushing it for everything else. Xbox is already releasing 2, or have released 2 SKUs of their Xbox newest platform. I'm not even going to say their names because it's annoying. But now there's 3 different types of Switches you can buy. And they're all exactly the same in performance. I don't know what Nintendo is doing anymore. As much as I hate to say these specific words in these next few sentences, I feel like Nintendo is taking advantage of the fact that Satoru Iwata isn't helping them anymore. It's almost exactly the same situation with Apple, where as soon as their biggest guy passes away, they completely change the face of the company for the worse. Because as far as I know, as much as iPhones have been getting better, I'm not an Apple user myself, people have complained about the way they've been utilizing their customer base. And I think Nintendo is doing the exact same thing verbatim with this whole Switch thing. Because maybe he came up with the idea for the Switch. I don't know. I haven't done my research on that. I'm just a consumer of the Nintendo platform. I mean, look, there's Link in the background. I buy merchandise. I'm a fan. I'm a very mad fan, but they're doing something to do the bare minimum because they know people will buy it anyway. everybody who defends this specific thing should not. At the very least, they shouldn't have called this a completely new SKU. What they should have announced was, oh, we're making a brand new model with OLED technology for the consumer, and we're going to replace the Switch model with this new one at the same price. Because, once again, in terms of specs and stuff, this is a 720p screen. This is a 2015 processor, and they're selling it for more than the Xbox Series S, which has an 8-core modern desktop processor. It has a cut-down GPU, but it's damn well better than this. It's not portable, but that's not worth paying so much money extra just to be able to play some Nintendo games portably. It's pretty freaking sad, if you ask me. Again, there's technology in phones that is double the screen. It's double the processing capability. Hell, it's even longer battery life and smaller, more convenient. So the higher resolution pixels, there's so much plus to your phones being better than this for the same price. That just makes it extremely freaking sad. Now, unfortunately, I would like to say, as much as I'm disappointed with it, I want to get it, but I probably won't, because it's nice looking. The fact that it has a bigger screen and less bezel, you know, I have monitors, I want to get rid of the bezels for it. It looks fancy, it looks nice, it looks new. I probably won't get it though. Guess what? I would love to play Smash Brothers online. I would love to race other people in Mario Kart 8. But since Nintendo's online thing is so horrid, I don't want to buy it. To do that, to play those features. That's my way of showing them do better. Or get rid of it and make it free again. I don't know. This is a huge rant pretty much on Nintendo at this point because they're doing such a bad job at making the consumer happy. Now, if they have a Switch Pro in the future, this might be a completely irrelevant thing, and hopefully they get rid of the original Nintendo Switch SKU and just stay with the Switch-O with the Pro. Oh, wow, that's so rhymey. But I just can't excuse this. This is stupid. $50 extra too. And again, they're selling the dock too, completely separately. So you other normal Switch owners like me can utilize that built-in Ethernet technology to play online games better. And remember, the original dock when this first came out was $90. I fell for that back then. You know how many docks I have in this building alone with my roommates? I have the one over here I used to capture footage with. We got one in the living room. I got one in my bedroom, and they got one stowed away in a box. Okay, isn't that 4? I think that's 4. That's 4 for 2 Switches. That's pretty freaking sad. And now there's this new model, and it's probably going to cost exactly $90. And it'll have the Ethernet built in, and it'll be completely freaking rip-off because all's what it is a small circuit board that lets you output and get past Nintendo's stupid encryption model to let your USB-C output a signal to the TV. That's all what it does. For $90. That's why those third-party accessories try and get past that, because it's just stupid. It's bullshit. That being said, the Joy-Cons, they look nice. For some reason, they remind me of those Etika Joy-Cons, which makes me highly suspicious of their design, but again, they're just white Joy-Cons. Like, you can release white Joy-Cons. I'll probably end up buying those if they're a separate package, but if they come with the console, god damn it. They got me by my nuts. Probably won't get it, though, because I've been really stingy on Nintendo purchases lately, especially with the quality of some of the games I've been releasing. Mario Golf. So, I'm very skeptical on Nintendo for a while. Like, I want to end the video on that note, but there's still more to talk about. I didn't even get any of the ranting part of utilizing Nvidia as a company for the Switch Pro. This is why everyone's pissed off. You guys have Nvidia technology. They invented DLSS. Deep Learning Super Sampling. In fact, they've even iterated on it 3 or 4 times. They call it like 2.3 now or something. It's at least 2.2 versions in, and it makes images that are low resolution look completely gorgeous and sharp, almost to an exact 4K image. This is why I'm so disappointed in Nintendo, because they could have just paired up with Nvidia. The fact that they already did to get the Tegra X1 in the first place, they could have paired up with Nvidia to come up with a way to use maybe the dock to integrate DLSS technology so you can actually make your 900p Breath of the Wild look as sharp as a 1440p screen image, and it will look nice, crisp, and clear. And makes people happy, especially because everybody these days pretty much has to buy a 4K TV because that's all what they're selling these days. The fact that you can't even output the normal Switch to a fake upscaled 4K like the Wii did with the Wii U did with the Wii games back then is pretty freaking sad if you ask me. That's just... I made a video something about speculating on the Switch Pro almost a year ago. I was excited. I'm still excited for the Switch Pro whenever it'll come out. But the fact that this is so late on its lifespan and they haven't found a way to increase its lifespan by releasing a better hardware model, which is becoming more common practice these days, is pretty freaking sad. We already know the problem with third-party games barely running on this. The fact that they get them to run on here at all at a stable frame rate is a freaking miracle. The only thing is they have to really sacrifice the resolution. And people deal with it. They'll buy the game anyway. The Witcher, I don't remember what resolution, but it's dynamically scaling. They had to specifically edit the engine to do dynamic scaling in the first place. That's on an engine level. That's not on a console level. They had to specifically design their game engine to do that. There are games that do that on PC these days, but they designed those for the consoles back then. And they had to do that for games that they legacy ported to the Switch so they could capture this market. I mean, Doom didn't even... What's that one game that's really famous for having a super low resolution in a handheld mode? I think it's Xenoblade Chronicles. I haven't played it. But I remember that coming out and people were saying it's like 360p when it's under heavy load. On this is a 720p. I mean, that's pretty freaking sad if you ask me. And then they got games like that stupid gacha game called what? Genshin Impact? You can play that on your phone at max resolution on whatever phone you're playing on. And it'll run it. And it looks and runs like Breath of the Wild in terms of its art design and scope. And it runs it better on your phone. That's... I'm all used to having Nintendo use older hardware and its limited capabilities to create their games, but it's like there's just a moment where you feel like you're in the Stone Ages or you're being taken advantage of in terms of price. Like now with the old technology in this thing should probably be worth $150. It probably doesn't even take them $20 to make one of these, and they're selling it for $350 or $300 if you want to be cheap and buy this version. I don't know. It's dumb. It's stupid. It's all the reasons I said before. Those are the reasons why I don't like this. I don't like this at all. And people are gonna eat it up for breakfast. Anyway, that rant is over. Now, I thank you for watching it. I don't know if the video is specifically going to be over, because now I just want to talk about my channel stuff really quickly. Hit an update video in disguise. I'm still working on videos. Off and on. I have series plans. I still have to do the Sonic Freeriders review. It's just been a little tough lately. Work's been kicking my ass. When you have a physically demanding job, it's hard to play a game that requires you to be physically demanding for the game itself, since you are the controller, so that's taken a while to do. I was thinking about doing a different game series while recording that at the same time, but I want to keep my video order thing, like my videos in terms of series order, kind of aligned. I don't know the best way to describe it. I just want to complete the Sonic Rider series and then move on after that. You know, one series at a time. Sub-series, whatever you want to call it. I don't know, I'm high on caffeine. But, yeah. That's what's going on with me. Get ready for more stuff, even stupid stuff. I've been posting on my extra channel, my behind the scenes channel, whatever you want to call it, where I just post random crap on there. I've been doing that a lot more than posting on this lately. So if you want to have more, see more of me for some reason, there's the place to go. Probably gonna upload that one dumb video soon. But other than that, again, even if you reach to this part of the video, I thank you. The fact that you were able to listen to a guy complain about a company that he likes near and dear and grew up with for this long, I gotta give you an award somehow. I wish I could. I can give you a round of applause. Thank you for listening. If you did, I hope you guys agree with my problems with this, because all this doesn't make sense on a marketing and corporate level. And I guess they're going to get away with it. Anyway, that was me ranting for a while. Xyno's out of here. I hope you have a good day. And spread your knowledge about this stuff. Let people know. See you later.